What's going on, everybody? It's Coach Jan. This is Tai Chi to the People presented by Justice for Hire. And it's going to be a short session today. I have a podcast coming up in about 20 something minutes with actually about 15 minutes with That Fat Samurai on his YouTube channel. So I hope you guys watch that even after the fact. I hope you can watch it. So I'm just setting up this light so that we can do some Xinyi. And I will give the normal introduction as I do this, because Tai Chi Justice for Hire is a show that we're producing with the community. Anyone can join the cast from justiceforhire.app, or you can go to justiceforhire.com and get the full picture and then access the app from there. So it's pretty innovative stuff, and this is part of what I do at my company, Real World, where we make movies and shows with the world. And we are currently running an equity crowdfunding campaign, hence being on That Fat Samurai's podcast to share information about this wonderful campaign and everything that we're doing, and how anybody can own a piece of our company as we build value for the world. So it's a pretty awesome experience, and I'm very honored to be a part of it. And with that said, these Tai Chi to the People events are always they're always free, and anybody can join, whether you're part of the Justice for Hire cast or not. And normally we dedicate our training every week to the noble cause of the week. And since we're running our equity crowdfunding campaign, you can go to wefunder.com/realworld. That's REELWURLD to join to see what we're doing and potentially invest if that's something you're into. So I'm just going to plug this light in, and we can go for it. And hopefully Mark can join us, who is a wonderful Tai Chi practitioner. He's with us pretty much every week, and just texting him right now to let him know that we are on. So there we go. And like I said, today will be short. We'll very much be focusing on Xinyi. And specifically last week we did the cannonball. And the cannonball, we're going to do a similar structure. Last week we did the pull down and the boom, the cannonball double punch, right? We were talking about the difference between inhaling and exhaling to move pressure, to move weight, to project force. And obviously, as you exhale, if you're coming downward, that really makes a lot of sense. But the inhalation coming upward and expanding the lungs makes a lot of sense as well. So I always recommend recognizing the difference between the body mechanics. And there's actually whole systems of thought around these very subtle but very extreme differences of breath work. So they're subtle in the sense that they're hard to see, but you can actually feel the difference, and there's pros and cons to each. So it's really about strategy, it's about timing, when you want to do it, how you want to do it. That being said, let's do our Uplifting Heaven, since we're only going to do a few minutes today. Inhaling up, even deeper. Stretching up, exhaling down. Of course, I'm standing in my gilded pillar position. Imaginary strength of me from the top of the head. The tailbone softened, pointing straight down. Knees softened. Weight mostly on the heels. Inhaling with my mouth closed, tongue on the ceiling of the mouth. Drawing the breath into my belly and giving the sensation of breathing a color. Seeing it gather in the belly. Exhale, pushing it out in all directions, specifically down the limbs first, but then starting to really feel it vibrate outside of the body, creating more heat, creating a larger presence for you, a larger awareness, larger energy field. Inhaling up, exhale out. Inhaling up 1, deeper 2, deeper 3. Exhaling out. That was a 3-stage inhalation. Now we're going to do 4. Inhaling up, even deeper, even deeper, even deeper. Big breath up, stretching out to the toes. Exhaling out. And you might be asking, is that a Cynthia Rothrock t-shirt he has on? The answer is yes. Inhaling up, one more time. Belly, obliques expanding outward now. Lower back expanding in the entire torso, the belly area. Exhaling out. Widen. We're just doing our normal warm-up. Exhaling. We're in a half horse stance. Inhaling around, eyes on the belly, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down, and reverse it. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Drop the arms. Inhaling up, exhale, wash out. Inhale, draw in. Exhale, let the hands float down. We're going to do one golden tortoise with 12 instead of Nakon. You can always check that video on my channel as well. Exhaling, pelvis rotates on the femur. Eyes looking straight down, straight line from the top of the head to the tailbone. Eyes looking straight down, elbows nearly in front of the eyes. Shoulders soft. Shoulder blades disappear into the upper back. Collarbone lifts up. Keep the back flat like a table, knees bent. Inhaling into the belly. Exhale, spread the whole body. Inhale deep. Exhale for the whole body. Opening the hands. Reaching back. Uncrossing the arms. Lift the collarbone. Reestablish that flat back. Exhale, breath through the whole body. One more. Exhale, breath from the whole body, dropping down. Inhaling out. Exhaling out. Inhaling. Exhaling. And now we're back straight. One more uplifting heaven. Exhaling down. Still coughing out. But lungs feeling great. After COVID for a few weeks, feeling very, very strong, really grateful. So, Xinyi, we talked about last week. We start with this wonderful cat stance position. More specifically, inhaling up with the feet 45 degrees, heels touching, feet, toes pointing out 45 degrees from the heel, point of the heels. Inhaling out with the fingertips. And actually, let me fix this light so you can see a little bit more. Make sure we do this well. Okay, great. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up with the uppercut across, other hollow fist on my hip, and then exhale, uncoil, and the hand comes out. Left foot, left hand, boom. So the right hand uppercuts across, boom, coming out. I on the middle finger, or maybe even the ring finger. My father and I were actually taught with the ring finger for the Xinyi, but I often do the middle finger because of my Tai Chi training. So you can also do the ring finger. And now we're going to do the same concept as last week, stepping aside, dropping down. But with this exercise, boom, punching up. This is stepping forward and an uppercut. I've used this on specifically Hinton Robin Wells, one of my Sancho teammates from fighting back in the day on Li Tai Lang's New York International Sancho team. Li Tai Lang being the big Beijing coach who came over to America to build his own team here, and actually had us fight his Beijing team in 2001. So I was still in college. It was terrifying, but I did it, fighting the pro team. I did this move on Rami years later, and I was surprised at how well it works for a taller opponent. I think a lot of times these types of moves, this concept, like essentially if you're doing karate or taekwondo, I mean, you know this upward block. And then when you add the other arm, you know, maybe you're doing Wing Chun or et cetera, whatever, you're doing the block and the punch at the same time. But this was really interesting because it combines so many practical mechanics. I think this block in and of itself, of course, there's a practical use for it. But oftentimes when you're talking about, especially sport fighting, you may not see this work a lot. Even my son, who's 7 years old, and he's learning certain blocks that when you start doing them in a sports capacity and you start dealing with people who are throwing combinations, you are leaving yourself open at certain times. So that being said, I found that this, remember last week we were talking about softening the groin and coming down. So this is actually like a drag. You're dragging two arms on one and you're pulling the opponent's arm. Boom. So you can actually help reposition them, or you can crank them back and reposition them again and get a nice throw out of that. So you're training that first technique one, but it's also a wind-up. It's also essentially you when you slip a punch. Slipping a punch, turning 45 degrees and bending to get the punch to go past you. So you turn and you slip. So it's a very similar mechanic. You have your nice little slip, but you're also wound up like a spring on this back leg. As you can see, I'll step back a little bit more. I'm in more of a cat stance here. So I'm on this back leg, and I'm going to step off and push, boom. I'm going to step, and you can exhale or inhale. Again, the same principle applies. The same principle applies, meaning you can inhale and let the breath pull you forward as if the index and middle finger knuckles are being pulled to the target. Or you can exhale and project the breathwork visualization through the arm, boom, and push it up. That being said, I think this is best once again on, I've never done it on any opponent my height or shorter. It has not worked out. It has worked out on taller opponents, specifically Robin. So being able to get out of the way, boom, come on up. And the road, let's do from the beginning again. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhale across, uppercut, exhaling out. And then exhale even deeper if you're doing the inhalation for the strike. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. And now I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm going to crank, stepping around. Inhale, side step, inhale forward, side step, inhale forward. And once again, I'm going to swing around. Notice that as I swing, very much like a big drag on one arm, two arms on one, pulling across, inhaling up, across, inhaling up, across, inhaling up from the side. Ooh. Spin around. We're going to exhale. And just doing that repeatedly, up and down, maybe you could set a number that you may want to hit or not. That being said, I want to share that one move because I want to be consistent. Even if we do a little bit, I want to be consistent with our wonderful training. So we will be back next week with a longer, more traditional Tai Chi to the people. But if you'd like to see me on that Fat Samurai's podcast, I'll put the link in the description as well, because that's going to start in about 3 minutes. I love you guys. JusticeForHire.app, Tai Chi to the people. I am Coach Jan, and wefunder.com/realworld. Please check it out. See what we're doing, how we're building, applying Tai Chi principles to the media and to business structure. It's actually, I did a wonderful interview with a Tai Chi student of mine yesterday, who's also a former professional racer and professional squash player and a media mogul. So I will share that link as well. His name is Ryan Carrison. I hope you guys check that out as well. And I'll be doing interviews like that with people on a regular basis. So I will see you guys soon. I'll see you next week. Always feel free to ask questions. Sending lots of love to you in all directions. Bye.